Oh no. Ah. Yep. I do it to myself. All right. Here we are. The shop is ready. Today's a great day to start blacksmithing. I guess I never properly introduced myself. I'm not a social media guy. I'm not gonna be good at this. I don't know. I'm a bit of an artist. I have a comic that I'm working on with a friend of mine. If you wanna go check that out, I have the link down in the description. And the main character in the comic is a blacksmith. I never even thought that I would be doing this. But man, it's been super fun. Anyway, my name is Moen, and we're gonna be starting my very first blade today. I have no idea what I'm gonna be doing. I'm not here to teach anyone anything. In fact, if anything, I'll be learning a lot from you guys. Feel free to share any information you might have. I'm just happy to have you guys here. So let's do it. I'm gonna step over here and we'll get to the drawing station. All right, I think we're just going to try to put a blade. Maybe do a little bit of design work on the anvil, just a little bit for some texturing. I have a basic concept in my head. I'm not going based on any plans. I haven't measured anything out. I'm gonna do a sketch out here. I do need a pencil, so I got one. We're going with unicorn today, but I gotta sharpen this thing because it's busted. Am I doing it right? I think what we'll do is do something like this. So I know roughly where my borders are. And obviously I'm not gonna make a big blade, but I have a pocket knife that I like. This is just gonna be kind of a reference in size, so I know what general size of the handle and a blade that works for what I want. I mean, I could go smaller on the handle portion, and I will. They have all these cutouts for finger placement and thumb placement. It doesn't really fit my palm very well. I guess if I'm making a blade for myself, I'll customize that for me. I can't really get a good comfortable feel on here. I do like, you know, the size of the blade and everything, so if I'm looking here, I guess the blade is going to be, you know, somewhere around this area in length, and the handle, I think I'm gonna do a little shorter, somewhere around here. I like all the kind of angular things on here. Obviously, I'm a fool for wanting to add all these details on a first knife build, but I'm gonna do it. Just to get the experience to see how hard it would be to do these kind of additional angles and shapes. I like them, they're kind of tactical. I'm gonna add a couple little like notch things. I wanna make it look like it was made by a blacksmith, not in some shop. So it's gonna be a little rougher. What I had in my head was something more jagged and angular. Generally, this will go all the way out. Somewhere there. And these lines are not something that I'm gonna like really be trying to adhere to. It's kind of like a general concept. I'm gonna have to feel it out. When I do my art, I kind of have this art style where I draw sketchy lines and then find a line that I enjoy in there and stick with that, and then erase what I don't need. Maybe like a little 45-degree bevel just to kind of soften it up. Notch there. And then I was thinking for the top notches, I wanted to maybe go angular, a little bit more aggressive look. So I totally didn't mess up and have the wrong microphone selected for those few first videos. but that's okay. Hopefully it doesn't sound too bad. For this area, I want to texture this with my ball peen hammer. I want to put these like kind of like divots in there. So for the handle, I do like this idea of having like an index finger kind of track. I don't know what you call it. This is all going to be based on how it fits in my hand. When I'm shaping it, I'm going to have to see what feels good. So this whole section, I think maybe just some finger slots. I like the idea of like a stopping here, so your hand doesn't slide off the blade. I'm already going way too crazy for this first knife build. I'm probably going to regret it. But I'm going to learn some stuff. I'm going to learn. I might do something like this. I don't know. But there it is. For the handle, I'm going to be using some of the wood from the log I got for the anvil. So I'm going to cut this out and put it on the steel. I'm just going to go with the glue method. You might not like it, but I got to try it before I can decide that. It's going to go somewhere here. Let's see how this goes. I'm going to trace it with a pen real quick. That won't rub off. Now, I gotta cut off all this metal, and I don't have a bandsaw, so I'm gonna use an angle grinder. Safety first. I think we can go to the belt now. I'm gonna let that cool off for a sec. I just want to see where we're at right now, and how it feels in my hand, because this is my first knife. I'm gonna keep this one, and this is gonna be kind of like, you know, the staple beginnings of the channel kind of thing. I'm gonna tailor it to my grip, so you can see from the back end, you know, this is where my index finger is gonna sit. I need to go deeper here, so I'm gonna have to just bring these humps down and kind of tighten those up. Gonna take that out. This one, I did that really sloppily, but I think that's kind of the idea of where I'm going with this. Take a look now. This is starting to fit my fingers a lot better. I'll work on one finger at a time, top down. Yeah, I need to come way down on the pinky. The pinky is just floating way up here.
Yeah. Let's go with that. Okay, so pinky goes pretty deep, sits in like a nice little groove. That feels good. That feels nice. I like it. I'll smooth it up a little bit.
Coming together. I was dipping this end so my artwork came off, but I don't think we need it anymore, really. This is all kind of suggestion anyway. I think this is the good time to start to do this texture work. I'm gonna heat it up a little bit in the forge, and I'm gonna hit on it with those ball peens, and hopefully I don't warp it. It's, you know, it's nice and straight. So we're gonna wanna try to keep that integrity. All right. We meet again. Forge. Let's see if we can do this better than the first episode, huh? There we go. I'm gonna take this piece of steel that we didn't need, and I'm gonna practice on this. That's what it's doing. Okay, so this is where we're at with the knife. This is the texturing, and I think I kind of achieved what I wanted on this side. This was the side that I had on the anvil, and that was working really well, I think. And then I switched to this side, or vice versa. I started on this side, and then I went to this side, and then this side got flat. And then I tried to use that wooden table that I jigged up to see if I could absorb the shock on this side so it didn't get flat, which worked. But the problem was I couldn't get deep enough grooves in here. So lesson learned. I think I'd have to get maybe like a harder wood so it wasn't so bouncy, because I think that impact needs to be solid here in order to get these deeper. And so I think maybe a harder wood would help. And then when I wanted to try this texture, I'll try it again on a different build, but on the wood both sides, so it's the same. I don't know, that pressure could be the same. But I'm not going to fiddle with it more. This is as far as I want to take it. This was a learning process, so yeah, and I learned something. I'm going to try to put these notches in, whatever they're called. I should probably learn these knife terminologies, right? If I'm going to be a bladesmith. I had the idea of putting them at an angle instead of just right in. So I'm going to try on the scrap metal before I go on to this, and we'll see which method works for me. Go one there. Space it a little. Set it in here, something like this. At an angle. I don't know. Whatever makes it easier for me to get the angle grinder set up. Okay, test number 1.
How does that turn out? I kind of like it. I think it would be good enough for the rough nature of the knife. So I'm going to give it a go. So basically from this point to that point. Alright, I honestly think I hit it pretty good. They're almost all even the same depth. I'll clean it up a little bit with a file. Okay, I have some of these like hole divots, punchers, and I'm gonna just eyeball where these are gonna go. These 2 rivets, 1, 2, and then I'll punch a couple other somewhere in the middle because I'm gonna drill some bigger holes for the epoxy to set in between the wood. Something here. So we got our 4 spots. Okay, I know what I did there. I just drilled into that. Cool. Okay, there's my new hole. That's okay, no worries. Now we know the drill press works. Alright, now I suppose is where we widen these other 2 holes in the center. So we're gonna get a bigger drill bit. So I'm just gonna get some of these rough edges off of here real quick. So I'm actually thinking I should put in this 45-degree bevel across here and across the top now. And I'm just going to eyeball it on the width here at the top. I don't want to bring it to a point. I still want there to be a shelf up here. So, you know, I'm just looking at this and I like the way it's turning out, but you know, now that you see some of these design features, the ridges and kind of textured on top, you know, it kind of looks like a fish. You got these scales here and then you have these fins, right? So I was thinking, what if I take the tip off a little bit, bring it up, take this in a little bit so it scoops. That'll give it a little more kind of aggressive fish shape. And then the belly of the fish kind of curl back up and in. If I put my finger in the way, kind of block that so you can see what it would look like, I think it would give the blade a little more of an interesting look. So we're gonna do it. This is looking so much better, in my opinion. With this bevel, this belly, almost looks like there's like a little fin down here. I mean, it really just kind of gives it character. Now we just gotta start this part. I'm going to rough out my plunge line like so, and I'm just gonna color in all the area I'm wanting to take off, and then I'll do the same on the other side. Also, I'm gonna find my center line here. Something like this. Now I need to just take it all down, and then I can go higher if I want to. I want to stay as low as this might be a lot, I don't know. I'll just have to keep playing with it. Off to the belt sander. So, I totally didn't not hit record. I just did this all off camera. Hilarious. It went pretty well. I got down to where I scribed it. So I could do like another pass, but again, I think this kind of stuff I can work out by hand, which is what I'll do. I don't think I'm gonna mess with this and taper it like I thought I was going to. I think I'm gonna call that good. All right, my first normalizing experience. Supposed to do this 3 steps, I think. Okay, I don't think it's doing it anymore, so I'm gonna go a little hotter than that. Alright. I just let it cool, I guess. Let it cool. And this is pass number 1. Alright, we're gonna go round 2. There. Okay, I think that's good. We're ready for the 3rd and final. Just maybe a little bit more. I'm just gonna get this stuff out of here. Seconds. Okay. We did it. It's ready. We're going to take it out of here. I am told that this is when it is very brittle, so I want to be very careful not to drop it. I'm going to do the file test to see if it glides or bites. Seems like it's gliding pretty good. I think we did a good job. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this back in this angle iron. And I'm gonna do my hardening in the oven at 410 degrees for 2 2-hour sessions. And then we will be ready to clean it up, sharpen it, start on the handle. I finished the hardening process on the knife. I think it went well. You can see where I didn't get all the way under the oil. I was bottoming out there. I think I need to buy a little bit more oil and fill it up so I can get the rest of that tang in there, but I don't think it matters that much. I mean, the blade's really what matters here, at least for me right now. I need to clean this up, do some polishing, then I'm gonna do the handle work. I keep saying I'm gonna get to the handle. I decided to cut out
some of the wood from this top to the log that the anvil's sitting on. And it's nice wood, it's super hard. And this is the result. And I'm gonna shape this a little bit better. It does have, I mean, it's really like, there's cracks in it and stuff. I'm gonna be sealing it. I'm not sure if that's gonna be a problem. This wood, when I say it's hard, it's hard. I mean, it's sturdy. I mean, look how thin this is. You think if it was rotten, you think I'd be able to bust this off here. I mean, I'm pushing on that, and I can't even break this little tip off. So, you know, tiny cracks like that I don't think are that big of a deal if I can seal them. But I mean, I think it'll look nice based on how the finished look of the log that I have is. And so I'll be using this for future stuff. I bought some of this Amazon special pre-made wood, and I'm gonna use this as a rough template size-wise. Where to start? My knife handle is not very big, so it'll fit in this space perfectly, even though this is longer. I just need to get a couple of these ready, but it's, you know, thick. I borrowed a bandsaw from my longtime friend Matt Hansen, who's a woodworker and also the great mind behind our comic in Kara, The Northman, which you can read on Tapas on the link below. Thank you, Matt. But I need to get a new blade put in here. I ordered them. They're supposed to be coming today. I tried to do a little bit of cutting on there. It's not cutting. I'd like to not just shave off a bunch of it and waste it, but I think I need those new blades. For now, I'm just going to grind it out on the belt sander and try to get down to as close to this as I can. Now that I've got sawdust over everything, I have two nearly identical blocks. So I'm just gonna drill straight through the other two blocks and then again down here. Those rivets, I'm gonna just clip these off. Oh, I'm gonna have to go looking for that. Oh boy, that's back there. Maybe I'll just do another. Just because I watched somebody cut those with diagonal cutters in video doesn't mean I have to. Much better. So these won't fit in the hole because they're the exact same diameter. I guess I gotta shave them down a little bit.
my wood, I got my rivets. What I'll do is I'll place this right on top. I'm gonna trace out the profile just so I know where to take in all this wood. There's the profile. I just have to figure out where I'm gonna stop that. From the back, I want these fins to kind of pop out where the wood comes in and then angles down where this plunge line is, where I can finish it here. But that's the idea. And so I have to determine the best way to do that. Kind of like that. Now I can come up a little steeper and then go across. What do we think? But that's the idea, I guess, if I can draw some straighter lines. We are done curing. Time to do some investigation. Okay, time for the final shaping.
And here we are at the final stage, the reveal. Oh man. Yep. I do it to myself. I went off script. This was supposed to be a disaster. It was supposed to be a train wreck of a project. It was supposed to be a failure of ultimate magnitude. And now, everything going forward, this is the bare minimum bar I'm setting for myself. A legendary weapon, forged by Moen. It's beautiful. Honestly, this is the coolest thing I've ever made. It's so awesome. I love it. And for an item like this, it deserves a name. A named blade. What would be fitting? In Hawaiian, mano means shark. So I believe I will name this blade Mono's Tooth. I'm Moen, this is Mono's Tooth, and it is my first forged, named blade. Finally, I forged my first blade. Who faced the fire when the steel refused to bend? Who stayed when the hammer missed and the edge wandered? Who struck again until the blade revealed its true shape? Who listened to the steel and named it Mono's Tooth? Who didn't believe I could do it? Who doubted me? Who amongst us does not belong? Someone here that does not belong. Stranger amongst the loyal, I will weed you out. You! This was just the beginning's journey, but it is a symbol for where I'm going. And if you don't think I'm up for the challenge of reaching Master Armor and Master Bladesmith, there's really only one thing you need to know about me. I have beat every From Software game known to mankind. Foul tarnished. The legendary items I'm about to pull will be well worth the wait. So get an early start and subscribe now. The best is yet to come. Thanks for watching.